I think it's become standard for me to start my NXT Takeover reviews with a round of applause. And tonight's tonight's live show on the WWE Network is no different. Yet another awesome NXT Takeover special. Tonight, the brand returned to Brooklyn. NXT Takeover Brooklyn II. Back to Brooklyn for their special event. And your boy, Deluxe Man, is here to talk about it here on YouTube. Because, ladies and gentlemen, everybody say it with me. We are live for my NXT Takeover Brooklyn II review, reactions, whatever you want to call it. Down below in the comments, in the live chat, however you are watching me, give me your thoughts about this show. How did you feel about it? Were you impressed? Did you think it was yet another NXT standard? Or did you think it was kind of a disappointment? Or did the show completely bore you? Whatever the case, however you feel, put it down below. I welcome your thoughts. As for me, an A show, top to bottom, not a single bad match. Not one on this card. I thought all matches were good to great. We will see by the end of the review what I thought was the best match. I'm still kind of torn between two matches. Not quite sure which one I am going to give it to just yet. But I'm pretty sure I have an idea what will be the match of the night by the end of this review. But a couple of things to talk about before we even get into the matches and the show itself. So once again, NXT Brooklyn sold out the Barclays Center. 15,671 fans in attendance. Great numbers, amazing numbers. That's as big or even bigger than a Monday Night Raw. Probably as big as most of WWE's pay-per-views. So, great stuff. We had appearances by Ric Flair, Mick Foley, Finn Balor, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, who all showed their support for the brand. We got some awesome entrances by Noe Jose, who did a conga line during his entrance. That was really cool. I like Billie Kay's entrance theme. She has a new entrance theme for her entrance. I thought that was pretty cool. Ember Moon's entrance is savage. The red moon, the red eyes, the hood, it works. It's awesome. I think she's going to be a killer. She's going to be a killer on NXT. I can't wait for it. And of course, my favorite of them all, Shinsuke Nakamura's violin entrance. We had a special guest violinist. I don't know his name. It was a black violinist. Awesome. He went out there and he killed it, man. He tore that violin up, and me being a lover of music, it touched me. That was an awesome, awesome entrance. And WWE, the only way to top that is to do a symphony, a symphony of violins, of strings at WrestleMania when he comes out. We got to get it, WWE. We got to get a symphony entrance for Nakamura when he fights at WrestleMania. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it now. You got to. Because that's the only way you're going to top this entrance. Beautiful. Musically gorgeous entrance for Nakamura. Just a lot of good things about this show overall. Just really makes me feel like, you know, NXT really is WWE's best brand. And let me just say this before I get into my review. Keep in mind, there was no Finn Balor. There was no Sasha Banks. There was no Becky Lynch. There was no Charlotte inside the ring. They were there, but they weren't wrestling. You hear me? There was no American Alpha. There was no Enzo Amore and Big Cass. A lot of the people that we are used to seeing got moved up. And quite frankly, I didn't feel it. I did not feel it. Because it goes to show you guys, it's not always about the talent sometimes. Because it's good to have great talent, but the best wrestling promotions, the best wrestling brands are able to start over again. And I was worried about NXT. I was very worried about the brand starting over from scratch. But based off of how great this show was, they're going to do just fine. NXT is such a great brand that it can lose all these great talents and still be able to hold itself together because of the writing, because of the booking, because of the talent, because of the way they treat their wrestlers, and because of the way they show respect to their audience. NXT does not insult your intelligence. And that is why I'm a fan. You can call me this kiss ass, oh, you only like NXT because you hate WWE. That's not true. You know what I like? I like progression. I like it when a wrestling show treats me like a wrestling fan. I like good wrestling. I like good wrestling shows. I like good storylines and feuds. I like things that culminate with a great blow-off. I like it when one of my favorite wrestlers become champion. Or lose, but lose in a way where they still come out on top. AKA Bayley. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a great show to review. And you know what? Let's get into it. Let's start off with the first match on the show. Austin Aries versus No Way Jose. No Way Jose. Over. He was over with the audience. Surprisingly. Although this was an Austin Aries pro crowd. It really was a pro crowd for Austin Aries. Of course, because he's the greatest man that ever lived. Why wouldn't it be a pro crowd? Really good match. No Way Jose. He pulled one out. He actually had a good performance. And I will say this in my preview. I did say that I did not think he would hold up to Austin Aries. I was wrong. I was very wrong. No Way Jose brought his A game. He had a great match with Austin Aries. Good feud, good build-up, good back and forth contest. At the end of the day, though, Austin Aries continues to prove he is superior. He makes No Way Jose tap out to the final, not the final Chancery. That would sound like an awesome name. Last Chancery. There it is. Last Chancery. He makes him tap out. He teased a brain buster. I think ever since Sami Zayn did his brain buster on the main roster, I think it opened up the doors for others to do their brain busters. So brain buster was teased in this match. We did not see it, though. It was awesome, though. Like I said, Austin Aries wins. But after the match, he goes after No Way Jose and beats him down even more until Hideo Itami came out in his business suit with the tie, and he got into the ring, told Austin Aries to back off, don't be doing this crazy stuff. But then he gets into the ring, and Austin Aries is shocked. He's just like, oh my God, what's happening here? The next thing you know, ladies and gentlemen, he kicks the head off of Austin Aries. Hideo Itami kicks the head off of Austin Aries. And then as the crowd is chanting, GTS, 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 gets him up on his shoulders and hits it. Boom! GTS, that crowd loses their mind finally. After 18 months, over a year of teasing and build-up, we finally saw the GTS. Over a year. You don't get that on the main roster. They teased a move for over a year. They teased it and they held off and held off and held off and held off until we wanted it. And then they finally gave it to us. Here, NXT Brooklyn II. Ladies and gentlemen, what a moment. What a great way to bring Hideo Itami back into the spotlight. And you know damn well his next feud will be against Austin Aries. That will be a nice feud to get him into that main event spot, because I'm pretty sure, based off of who won the main event, we kind of suspect what the match is going to be at NXT Takeover Japan. That right there is a spoiler. But I think you guys can put two and two together. Great way to debut the GTS. He has gotten both his finishers back, because before Hideo Itami or Kenta got here, Daniel Bryan had his Busaki knee kick and CM Punk had his GTS. But since they're both not here anymore, guess what? Both of his finishers are going back to the originator, Kenta, aka Hideo Itami. So, really good first match, and I am already pumped about this show. And then we follow that up with the debut of Ember Moon taking on Billie Kay. Sexy Billie Kay. Unfortunately for her, her sexiness could not help her against badass Ember Moon, aka Athena the Goddess. Good match. Excellent debut for Ember Moon. Let's just get right into what everybody is talking about. Her finisher. A top rope stunner or a top rope corkscrew stunner. Glorious. No, I'm going to save it. I'm not going to do the whole glorious thing. Not yet. But, you'll hear that word again in this review. But it was an awesome finisher. Man, it's rare that we get unique finishers in wrestling nowadays. So when I see one, it makes me happy. Top rope stunner, glorious. Again, I keep saying it. I'm sorry. But it actually applies to this situation. She is awesome. Okay? And I see a lot of great things coming for Ember Moon. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. The women's revolution is continuing to grow, and they just got a new addition to their family. Look forward to reading your thoughts about Ember Moon. You know what? Let me get some comments right now. Bro, that finisher was sick. I agree, man. Top rope stunner. O-face. Now, I don't think they're going to call it the O-face in WWE or NXT. They might give it a new finisher. New finishing name. So let's see what it turns into. But yeah, man, it was still an awesome finisher. And apparently you guys agree as well. Looking at the live chat, everybody here agrees that it was an awesome finisher. Ooh, I like this. My new dream match is Ember Moon versus Asuka. That might happen, man. My friend, that might indeed. Blood Moon Stunner. You know what? Let's do it right now. What name would you call Ember Moon's finisher, her top rope stunner? Let's get some names in. Throw them my way. I want to read what you guys can come up with when it comes to that. But as you guys, Full Moon Rising, Full Moon, Blood Moon Stunner, Bad Moon Stunner, Blood Moon, ooh, Full Moon. I kind of like Blood Moon. Blood Moon sounds great. Go with that. Blood Moon Stunner. Or Eclipse. Eclipse is great too, but Blood Moon Stunner, that's mine. That's my pick. Whoever said that, you are awesome. Blood Moon Stunner. If they call it Blood Moon Stunner, you get credit for it. Anyways, let's move on to the next match. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we had the debut of a man that, quite frankly, I've been waiting for since I saw him on TV. And this debut was nothing but, say it with me, glorious! Bobby Roode taking on Andrade Cien Almas in his NXT debut. That entrance, though, him standing on top of the pedestal, it's lowering down, the theme music hits, and then the choir sings, glorious, I won't give in till I'm victorious. I will defend. I will defend. It's just glorious stuff. Just awesome. Just, See, this is one of the things I love about the NXT crowd. The NXT crowd, there are days where the NXT crowd, I'll admit, there are days when the NXT crowd can be a little bit overzealous. Just a little bit. But tonight, oh my God. It reminds me of why I love crowds like this. Yeah, us smart fans can be obnoxious. But let me tell you something. We help create moments like what we did with Bobby Roode tonight. That was a moment. That was an amazing entrance. And it fits so well. Eventually, he has to get his own choir. You know what? Let's do it. Give Bobby Roode his own goddamn choir. If Shinsuke Nakamura is going to have his own symphony, give Bobby Roode his choir. Let's just go full out music, High School Musical with these boys. No, it's just a great entrance. Brooklyn, you did that. That was awesome. It was just, you know the word. But getting into the match, good match overall. Honestly, the entrance was better than the match, but it wasn't like a terrible match. It was still a good match. I thought both competitors put on a pretty solid match. Is it just me, or is it fun seeing Bobby Roode get beat up? Like, I was having a good time seeing him get his ass kicked. It was like, wow. Like, this feeling I have right now, it feels like I'm not being a smart fan, you know? Because I'm so into wrestling now, it's kind of hard for me to feel like bad guys are getting their just desserts. I don't get that feeling anymore. Not like how I used to get it. But with Bobby Roode, it was cool. Like, when he was getting his ass kicked by Cena, I was like, I'm liking this. This jerk is getting his ass kicked. It's actually kind of fun. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good quality to have. You know you're a good heel when it's fun seeing you get beat up. You know, Seth Rollins is a heel, but I don't like seeing him get beat up. I love seeing Roman Reigns get beat up, so I just not going to get into that conversation. Not yet. Wait until SummerSlam. But good match. Bobby Roode wins with a pump handle slam. I was kind of hoping he would win with the payoff. It pays to be rude, you know, the Fisherman Buster. Well, to be fair, he teased it. He did tease the Fisherman Buster, Fisherman Suplex, whatever you want to call it. So he'll probably debut that later. It's just, as for right now, they're going to wait until later on to upgrade his finisher. I noticed that trend with NXT. With NXT, they bring you in with like a low-level finisher, unless you're Shinsuke Nakamura, you know, or Sami Zayn. But they bring you in with a low-level finisher, and then they upgrade you as time goes by. So we'll see how that one works out. But Bobby Roode wins his debut. And hell, one more time. It was glorious. Moving on to the championship matches now. We are going to talk about the tag team championship match. And I said in my preview that this had the potential to steal the show. Quite frankly, I'm not going to lie. It came real fucking close. It came really close. The Revival, Dash and Dawson, Scott Dawson, and Dash Wilder taking on Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, and the Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa. Great old school match. I tweeted during this match that the near falls were killing me. Like, it just felt like Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano was touching the goal. It was right there. It was touching the brass ring. Touching it, and then just when you think they grabbed it, the ladder crumbles up. No, they grab it. They grab the brass ring, then the ladder crumbles, and they're forced to fall without it. That is the best depiction of this match, unfortunately. Just an awesome old school wrestling match. Old school. And I think the Revival, and this is just how I see it, we talk about great tag teams like the Dudley Boys and the Usos and then American Alpha. But I feel like the Revival gets swept under the rug way too often. The Revival is a great tag team. Great tag team. And it sucks that people don't give them the credit that I believe they deserve. You know? Every match they've had since being champions, the first run and the second run, phenomenal. Great matches. Not taking credit from Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, who had an excellent match with them. I'm not saying that. And the story being told between them is one of legends. Let me tell you why. You can tell that Tommaso Ciampa is on the verge of teetering into a darker place. And with each loss, it just pushes him further and further and further along. So I do think, first off, we have to have a rematch. Revival did beat Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa in this match, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I really wanted them to win. But Revival was just too good. They did that leg lock double stomp and then put Gargano in that modified leg bar, which made him tap out. Man, that was sad to see. Yeah, we got to get a rematch. And probably in that rematch, they'll win the tag team championships. But eventually, whether they're tag team champions or not, or they lose the next match, this is what Tommaso Ciampa is doing. You can just tell, like, each loss is doing this. He's just, like, getting crazier. And he'll get to a point where he just snaps and turn on Gargano. And then we'll do the feud. And then after that, the Tommaso Ciampa World Championship run. Well, NXT Championship run. You know it's coming. Ciampa, he's going to snap one day. I'm expecting it. It won't be soon. But the story they're telling, you can tell. They told it a little bit at the Cruiserweight Classic. But you know damn well that's where they're going to go in the future. We will get a rematch for the Tag Team Championships. And I can't wait for it. As a matter of fact, when they do the next NXT special, which will probably be, if not September, October, I expect them to win the championships then. So, great match. Revival retain. Then we get to the highly anticipated NXT Women's Championship match. Asuka versus Bayley 2. I've been thinking about this one. I've been sitting on it. Love the hype. Love the build. The way they presented this match. The way they told the story of Bayley no longer taking any crap. Telling Asuka that this is a different Bayley. Someone you've never seen before. Something you've never seen before. They gave us something different. Bayley showed us something different. And I honestly believe that Bayley is the, not one of, the greatest babyface in wrestling today. The top one. The most sympathetic, the most likable, the most adored. I put her above Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is an easy number 2. Bayley is number 1. Bayley, though, showed us a much more aggressive side against Asuka tonight. Man, did she ever. When Asuka was kicking her chest, Bayley just, she hulked up, brother. Hulked up, brother. Brother. I don't have my Hulkamania. Yes, I do. Brother. She hulked up, brother. You, brother. You know what I'm saying? When freaking Asuka kicked her in the face. When Asuka kicked her in the face, Bayley got up and said, no, brother. You, brother. She did her Hulk Hogan impression. You, brother. It was awesome, man. It was great. And I loved it. I was laughing real hard. And Bayley just no-selling Asuka's kicks. And Asuka was just getting more savage. She was just getting more monstrous and vicious and just brought more fire and just kept on kicking and kept on punching and hitting Bayley with these submission moves. It was a great match. It was an awesome match. And you know what? There you go. My match of the night is the women. Once again, at NXT Brooklyn, the match of the night goes to the women. Bayley and Asuka did that. Y'all did that. Was this as good as Sasha Banks versus Bayley? I don't think so, but you know what? Still an awesome match. I don't even know why I made that comparison. Shame on me. I don't care. I love the match. And the way it ended, beautiful. It didn't end the way it did last time because Asuka was not going to make Bayley pass out. That's smart. That's smart. That means the babyface learned from their lesson. She tried to pin her with a reversal on the Asuka lock, forcing Asuka to win a different way, which is by knockout. She kicked Bayley multiple times, knocked her out, pinned her 1, 2, 3. And then after the match, retaining the championship, Asuka hugs Bayley and lets her have the ring to herself. And the crowd just showered her with love, showered her with thanks, showered her with admiration. Thank you, Bayley. Basically, guys, this was more than likely her swan song. I honestly believe this was Bayley's swan song. She will be moving up to the main roster. She will be moving up very, very soon. And it's time. It's time for Bayley to move up. The only thing she has left to do if they keep her on for a little longer is to have a match against Ember Moon and put Ember Moon over, and that's it. Ember Moon would look great against Bayley. But after that, Bayley, it's time to go. And it's sad. It was sad for Sami Zayn. It was sad for Finn Balor. But it's time for Bayley to move up, and it's time for the new women to step up. It's time for, you know what? It's kind of sad that they moved up Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax because this would have been perfect for them. This would have been a great time for them to shine on NXT. But, not going to complain. That just opens up the doors for the other women. The Billie Kays, the Ember Moons, the Peyton Royces, and the Aaliyahs, and the other female wrestlers they got coming in. So, by the way, I want to put this little tidbit out there. A little lady by the name of Candice LeRae tweeted that she loved the women's match. How awesome would it be for WWE to sign Candice LeRae? How would you feel about that? I think, honestly, as of right now, they get Candice LeRae, they're set. WWE will be set for the next 10 years when it comes to female wrestling, if and when they signed Candice LeRae. Just going to put that out there. Great match. Match of the night, Bayley versus Asuka. Thank you, Bayley, for everything you've done for NXT. Then we get to the main event. Glorious entrance for Shinsuke Nakamura with the solo violinist. Samoa Joe walked out there like a boss. Rick Ross with the championship. And they had, I'm not going to lie, a pretty one-sided match. Samoa Joe dominated Shinsuke Nakamura throughout the match. And it was weird. Because I'm not used to seeing Nakamura be dominated like that. I'm used to seeing him dominate the other opponent. I'm used to seeing him take kicks, laugh, dish it out, have fun with his opponents. Samoa Joe looked like a beast. Samoa Joe looked like a monster. Samoa Joe showed his dominance, showed why he was the NXT champion, showed why he defeated the Demon, showed why he is a monster, why he is someone to reckon with, why he should beat a John Cena, and why he could beat a Brock Lesnar. Samoa Joe is not someone you can just look at and go, huh, he's a nobody. No, Samoa Joe is legit. He is the real deal. And Samoa Joe, when he gets to the main roster, whoever gets in his way better watch the hell out because he is coming for you. Samoa Joe gonna kill you. But it was not his night. Samoa Joe, after struggling so long to get that championship, unfortunately met his match very soon. It was against Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke beat him with two Kinshasas. Kinshasa! There it is. Kinshasas. And pins him. 1, 2, 3. Great celebration. Brooklyn lost their minds. The only championship, the only championship to change hands is the NXT championship. I predicted it. 100% predictions for NXT. I got the exact show I predicted, and I won it, and I said if it was going just like that, I would be happy. Shinsuke Nakamura, he's here. He's here. He's champion. He's killing it. Merchandise sales, crowd loves him. Great entrances, great entrance theme song. He's the man. He is the man, and ladies and gentlemen, he is going to NXT Japan. Takeover Japan, and I'm marking it down right now. You heard it from me. The main event of that show will be Hideo Itami versus Shinsuke Nakamura. In the main event. What other main event is there to do? What other main event would you do in NXT TakeOver Japan? And you know something? I can't wait for it. The only thing that I would add to that match, Daniel Bryan and Mauro Ranallo on commentary. And if you want to add one more person to that match, you want to just go all out with it, screw it. Triple threat. Hideo Itami, Kota Ibushi, and Shinsuke Nakamura. 3-way for the NXT Championship. Give me one of those 2 matches, and I'll be happy. You know what? Let's do one more. Fatal 4-way. Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kota Ibushi, and Hideo Itami. That will work as well. I'm not going to add anymore. I can keep going on, but those 3 matches will work. More than likely, it'll be Hideo Itami versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Who's hyped? Who's hyped? Because I am. This guy is hyped. Hideo Itami will get his rise to that NXT Championship very soon. And then hopefully one day, we will get the strong-styled New Japan Pro Wrestling match that I know we should have. We're going to get it in Japan. Let them go out there. Let them show you how the Japanese wrestlers do it. Yeah! I can't wait for it. Great show overall. What are your grades? Let's go to the live chat. What grades would you give this show? Let me hear it, guys. What grade would you give this show? Live chat. Let's see here. Okay. A plus, A minus, A plus, A plus, S, A, Z, A, D plus, shut up, A minus. I'm sorry, he just did that on purpose. A, C plus, shut up. No, I'm gonna stop doing that. A plus, A minus, A, B plus, A minus, A plus, A, and A. All over the place. A. Now, a report on Samoa Joe. Someone told me that Samoa Joe injured his jaw or broke his jaw during his match against Shinsuke Nakamura. Is that an actual injury or is it storyline? Because I'm thinking it's storyline. I'm going to assume it's storyline. Or maybe he actually got his face kicked off and he broke his jaw. Because I wouldn't be surprised. Those kicks were stiff. Yeah, guys, this is great. Now the question is, can SummerSlam top NXT Takeover Brooklyn? SummerSlam needs to do an A show or an S show. They're already at a disadvantage. Can they deliver? Can SummerSlam deliver an A show? Can they top WrestleMania? Can they deliver the best show of the year? And actually, for once in their freaking existence, do better than NXT. I challenge SummerSlam to put all your cards on the table and go full out tomorrow and let me review a great show. I challenge the WWE to bring it tomorrow. But I will be up here tomorrow for my WWE SummerSlam review. That's going to be a great show. I can't wait for it. Share your thoughts down below about this show. Share your thoughts in the live chat about anything. And tomorrow, guys, I go on my break after my SummerSlam review. So it's been a blast reviewing NXT. And I am going to miss it. I am going to miss reviewing the show because it's one of those shows where I can be a fan. And when I do come back, if I do come back, it'll be something that I look forward to. But it's time that I be a fan. You know, it's time that I completely remove the critic side of me and just go back to being a fan. And I thank you guys for all the support. And yeah, man, one more review. You know, people are saying thank you, Bailey. I see right now people in the comments saying thank you, Alyx, man. Do know this is a break. This is not the end. It's a long break. But you know, it's not the end. Let me go ahead and get out of here before this gets sappy. Thank you for watching my NXT review. Like me on Facebook, subscribe, Patreon, RWWE, Twitter. Thank you guys for watching. This is your boy, Alyx Man, signing off. Deuces.